time, in a small village nestled in the mountains, there lived a young girl named Mia. She lived a simple life with her parents and her younger brother, Ben. Mia loved to explore the wilderness that surrounded her village, and she often went on long hikes alone. One day, while she was out on a hike, Mia stumbled upon an old abandoned cabin. As she approached the cabin, she felt a strange sense of foreboding wash over her. The cabin looked like it hadn't been lived in for years, but as she drew closer, she saw that the front door was slightly ajar. Mia hesitated for a moment but eventually decided to push the door open and take a peek inside. As she entered, she noticed that the cabin was completely empty except for a small wooden box sitting on a table in the corner of the room. Curiosity getting the better of her, Mia walked over to the box and opened it. Inside, she found an old journal with the name, Sarah, inscribed on the cover. As she flipped through the pages, she realized that it belonged to a woman who used to live in the cabin. The journal was filled with entries describing strange occurrences that Sarah had experienced while living in the cabin. She talked about hearing strange noises in the night and feeling like she was being watched. Mia's heart began to race as she read on. Suddenly, she heard a noise from outside the cabin. It sounded like footsteps. She quickly closed the journal and put it back in the box before making her way to the door. As she stepped outside, she saw a figure in the distance. It was too far away to make out any features, but she could tell that it was a person. She quickly turned and ran back to her village, her heart pounding in her chest. Over the next few days, Mia couldn't stop thinking about the journal and the strange occurrences that Sarah had described. She decided to do some research and discovered that Sarah had disappeared without a trace, and no one knew what had happened to her. Determined to uncover the truth, Mia returned to the cabin, armed with a flashlight and a sense of dread. As she entered the cabin, she noticed that the box with the journal was gone. Suddenly, she heard footsteps behind her. She turned around to see a figure standing in the doorway. It was a man, tall and imposing, with a sinister look in his eyes. Mia tried to run, but the man was too quick. He grabbed her by the arm and pulled her towards him. Mia struggled and fought, but it was no use. The man was too strong. As he held her captive, he revealed that he was Sarah's husband, and he had been living in the wilderness ever since she disappeared. He had been watching Mia ever since she found the journal, and he knew that she was getting too close to the truth. Mia was trapped, with no hope of escape. She realized that she was about to become the next victim of the cabin's dark history. But just as all seemed lost, Mia's brother Ben burst through the door, armed with a hunting rifle. The man, caught off guard, released Mia and turned to face Ben. In a split second, Ben fired the rifle, and the man fell to the ground, dead. Mia and Ben embraced, relieved to be alive. As they made their way out of the cabin, they knew that they had uncovered the dark secrets that lay hidden in the wilderness. And they vowed to never venture into the unknown alone again.